Wake his girlfriend up. Wife, girlfriend, whatever.
Adding assets with Trevor now that we know what we're doing, yes. For Nori ads, guys, hopefully I can position myself in a weird way so I can pad a little bit on Starfall. Switch my cliff. This would be a good time to switch cliffs for this one encounter. Adding. Not right now, so okay, I'm not gonna set that.
No. Oh man, that's a lot of dudes. Nope. Ah, he's gonna pull that mob over there.
I'm not gonna use trans here. I'll wait for trans. Did you know how trans work? Did they snap anything? I need to like trans at any special time. Like, does damage pop out with trans or anything like that? I know you use money. Like, obviously, but like here on this side is specific. Okay.
Not enough now.
Yeah, can I get a proc dart? I can get better right here. I running around the and I died with him. Who's this for my wrath? If I come out and my wrath comes up, if I don't die, wrath proc, it's okay. I'll spam my fucking wrath, cancel. I stop cancel macros, not working.
Paladin is OP.
I'm gonna say for execute. I mean, not execute, but the thing does. Right? My cooldowns, say my cooldowns, baby. already, but whatever, I'll take it. Send us left, send us left. Yeah, baby. Alright, give me my rat, baby, give me the rat. That's it, I'm spamming solar. Spamming lure the whole time. Not even gonna go rat.
Got the necklace. Wait, what? I'm so confused. Wait, whoa. They're gonna cast on me, bro.
Drink right now. Drink.
My bronze bar is sold.
Save tricks, I mean, save it.
37 gold, not bad.
Drink with honor.
You know, target this. That I can do. I don't know. Buying the other guys, maybe. Actually, don't know. Not to me though. Damn on the boss. Damn on the boss whole time, okay?
Thrall Hall,
Rock. Rock.
go forth to victory.
No rock. No rock. Come on.
Magraw. May your blades never
Math and I'll fucking roll out again. 15. Hey, Proc, Eddie. Hey, Proc, Eddie. Brains off, go down.
Yep. Long flights. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's crazy.
Tongue Torch, Zack Sauce. Tongue Torch and Zack Sauce? With Zaxby's chicken finger plate, the question is not will you sauce those hand-breaded fingers? The question is, can you get extra napkins? Endless sauce abilities, only at Zaxby's.
Zaxby sucks.
You know, I'm definitely not the sort of smoker that I used to be. So it doesn't really affect me too much, but I think in general the war on drugs is fucking stupid. I think it's been the biggest farce of a thing, like a global farce. I just see it creating so much pain and suffering in so many different societies. I just can't get behind it at all. Not fucking at all, not one bit. So that's where my vote went. And yeah, I did at the time when I was voting on it, I thought, you know, I was probably going to do a donkey, and then I saw that party there and I was like, oh, okay, I'll do that. So a donkey is basically when you purposefully, you go to the voting poll, but you don't actually vote for anyone, or you write like a little comment or something, or you draw a lovely little picture for the vote readers to see, basically invalidating your vote. So I was going to do that, which is, to be honest, what I often do. But I saw that party, I voted for them. I thought it was going to be a bit of a farce anyway, but I was quite surprised to see they did pretty well last election. Give me a second, folks.
Bro, this guy's gonna fucking catch up to me, dog. I'm gonna lose my shit. Because I dick around too much.
Hello, Makisha. Thank you for the follow. Going to level Rogue next? Yes, I am. I want to test Rogue out. So do you play on? Right now on the beta. WOTLK King beta. Wait, what? I have one more quest? Oh yeah, the Earthen Ring. Yeah, true. Ooh. Wait, a shield? I never considered that you could get a shield here. Fuck it, let's get it. It seemed like a decent shield, right? We get 2 more block. That seems good. Let's look at the stats. Let's skip one of them. Ah, I guess then it's not a bug. Okay, let's see. How much block do we get when we put this on? 9.76 to... Wait, it doesn't increase? Do I not understand how block works? I thought it would increase. How does this block work, guys? Mouse over it. Oh, wait. Okay, I guess. Let's see. Your block stops 45? Your block stops 48. Okay, so 3 more. It stops 3 more damage. I see. I see. So to get block chance, I need to get defense, right? Is there some... when do we get something like that? Is that like some defense points?
So there's block amount and then block chance. Ah, that's nerdy.
Oh, this is nice. What is this again? Focus your predictive. Reducing the damage taken. This is not something you care about in solo, right? This doesn't matter. Yeah. I guess I want to respec when I need this, right? What level is that? Like, because I don't need the parry. I mean, I have to respec at level.
A dream is the spark of greatness, but it's nothing without drive. Introducing the all-new Honda HR-V. Honda, the power of dreams.
Where's he going?
On a quest to find his credit card?
You should be using a virtual card from Capital One. It lets you make purchases without sharing your actual credit card number.
Sorcery!
It's Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Who took the bomb?
station.
Rents on 59. I think so. Is that wrong? I don't actually know.
Quel'Thalas shines once again.
I think we're just gonna stay prod the whole way.
You have my thanks.
So I got quite a few leather items, but no cloth items at least.
Might as well go smelt while we're here.
Oh, I just realized. Oh my god, I should have tried to look in the shop for the dagger, the 27 dagger. Imagine I could have that like soon. That would have been such a nice upgrade. Yeah, for sure I should have done that. It's like a
WOTLK.
All right, we're back. So we closed the giveaway, and is it closed actually? To the draw. Okay. Let me find this. Okay, we go. How do I open this? This should do it, right? Okay. 70 will be invented. This is for does it have the things? This is for the I have the thing on the giveaway thing, right? Description. Public page. Miz shirt, mug, mouse pad, and 2 stickers. You have to give your mailing address. So a relay will contact you if you win, and you'll have to check your address this way to get it. He's awesome though.
Let's apply some poisons because I kind of forgot about them. I'm leveling so fast that it's really hard to keep up with the leveling poisons, leveling lockpicking, leveling professions as well, but I do kind of manage to keep up. I got to the point where my lockpicking is back at 105 skill, so I kind of need to go and try to level it again, you know, to get it to 200. I'm not sure exactly what you go at 105. Anyone has any ideas? Lockpicking at 105? There is no warp PvP anymore, so the combat is the way to go. I think so, yeah. There used to be an argument that because of PvP, subtlety would help you to win your 1v1s. But even back then, I mean, most of the PvP was straight up griefing, level 60s or 70s, camping lobbies, and I don't think subtlety would have helped you to beat them, at least, you know? There's
no,
the
it
difference
wouldn't
between PvP and griefing. People confuse like PvP with griefing. Ashenvale by Zoramstrand? Until what level there? All bueno, starting WoW now. You probably heard about faction transfer already, did you? Yeah, I did, but I'm not sure exactly when they're going to be available though. It's good because they have like a Paladin and a Warrior alliance somewhere. And also a Mage and a Rogue. Yeah, I kind of like it.
Nice. Okay, so now we need to go.
$120 on the beach, the rest in the water. I think we could have gone even here, right? Heel spread. Durnhold Keep. Until what level the battered WOTLK there? Sure how much it would be good for. We'll look on it. We'll look on that. I'd like to have it at 300 by the time we're level 60. So we're gonna take a specific time from our day to do that. How do you keep track of herbs and mines? I'm using a specific macro. It's this one, /cast sequence find herbs, find minerals, and I have it on my mouse button. I spam it when I walk, but don't worry too much. In pre-patch, you're gonna be able to track both professions in Wrath of the Lich King, so...
Oh, really?
No biggie.
Oh, I didn't fucking know that. Fuck, I didn't know that.
So mining and herb is going to be better than mining and skinning. I've heard skinning is pretty good early on. I don't know. Hard to say. And rat will be impossible to find anything. On the mega servers? I mean, it depends a lot. It depends.
I could wait till I get my epic writing and then just grind herbalism, because herbalism is significantly easier to level. Fuck, that's so annoying though. I wish I knew that.
Hey, King's Blood.
What
that still gives skill, must have.
Makes more gold and wrath.
What's the add-on for the dark UI?
Or
exclamation dot in the chat.
herbalism. Getting your professions right.
Gathering professions in Wrath of the Lich King, also known as mining, skinning and herbalism, of course make good gold, but is there any place where you would have these on your main character? Let's be fair, the majority of people probably getting their professions ready now in TBC for the pre-patch or for the actual launch of Wrath of the Lich King will probably have a druid, and that druid will be herbalism and mining, and your aim is when you're bored and you've got nothing to do, you're just going to fly around Sholazar Basin or fly around Wintergrass just getting herbs and mines. But is this the best way to make gold? And is the loss of your second crafting profession going to make that much of a significant difference that you're almost forced to have two primary crafting professions instead of a crafting profession with a gathering profession? Let's discuss. So what you need to think about is you do get bonuses from having a gathering profession, even though they're not great, other than mining for tank. So mining for a tank, getting 60 stamina when you're level 80, which 60 stamina is not that bad. Not when you think about as enchanting, you get 30 stamina on each ring. So actually, from enchanting and from mining, you get the same amount of stamina. The same if you was to think about blacksmithing. Early on, all you're going to have is 24 stamina gems. 24 stamina gems for those 2 extra sockets. 20 plus 20. So 48 stamina. And even when you compare it to level working gives 62 stamina, so it's not far off of that either. Unfortunately, it does only give stamina, so outside of tanks, it's fairly useless. But is it? Yeah, it is. So then skinning will give you 40 crit at level 80, which is not a lot. 40 crit isn't that much in the grand scheme of things, not when you compare it to other professions, unfortunately. And herbalism gives you lifeblood, which is a little hill. That's a little hill, it's a couple of thousand, it's actually quite nice, but ultimately, we're talking from a PvE perspective here and a money-making perspective. We're not really talking about PvP at all. We're more focusing on, are you going to get any benefit in PvE content, and can you make any gold? And does the gold that you can make outweigh the slight loss from having a second crafting profession? That's what I want to answer. Before we get any further, just want to say a quick thank you to all you guys who have either joined as Patreons, because there are patrons now, so thank you guys, and to everybody in the scrolling banner below who has joined the channel as a member. More on how you can support the channel at the end of the video. So there's 2 major components that I want to talk about, and that's firstly the difficulty of tier 7, which if you don't know and you haven't heard me talk about in videos before, it's going to be very, very easy. Even in a pre-nerf state, I mean, God, I don't even know if there's such a thing as a nerfed state. I mean, most tier 7 raids are already just glorified dungeons, but in a pre-nerf state, it's not going to be difficult. So, ultimately, do you need to min-max your professions early when the difficulty of the content is minimal? I would say no. I think tier 7 is actually the perfect time to combine a crafting profession with a gathering profession. While everyone else has got their druids and they're flying around Sholazar Basin in circles, competing with bots, competing with other people who are farming, trying to get mines and herbs, you'll be in other places because you're clever. You watch these videos. So let's talk about a few of the things that you probably will be doing. And don't get me wrong, positions of some of this stuff may change. But ultimately, with a little bit of gear, you don't need to be out in the world farming. So once you've got a little bit of gear, and I do mean a little bit, in tier 7 you'll be able to comfortably do this maybe after 1 or 2 knacks, maybe just in pre-raid gear. Let's be fair, it's not that difficult. But if you was to come into normal Oculus with skinning, all of these dragonkin are skinnable, and they drop Arctic fur, which Arctic fur is going to be sought after and quite expensive to begin with, I would imagine. Now, if you're some sort of tank class, this will obviously be easier. As you can see, I'm just doing it as a Frost DK. I'm not even in tanking presence, nor do I have any tanking gear whatsoever. I'm literally just DPSing them down, but this is just normal. You don't need to do it on heroic. And what you've got to remember here is you've got no competition. So you can literally run around this platform, kill all the dragonkin, the elites, the non-elites, skin them all, go out, reset, go again. And this is just one example. It's literally just one example of what you can do if you've got skinning. There's tons of really good skinning areas where you can make lots and lots of gold. And let's be fair, like I've said, because tier 7, the difficulty is not going to be really there. So there's no circumstance where you're really going to need to get the absolute maximum out of your character. So if you wanted to, let's say, have engineering, or you wanted dual crafting and you wanted something to pair with it, but you didn't want mining because you've got no intention of going around mining, then skinning could be an option. You're going to get 40 crit, which is a little bonus as a DPS, which is better than nothing. But at the same time, you could run around here and make big amounts of gold. And you've got to remember, the reason I'm saying like this is on your main character, because you could be like, well, I'll just have skinning on my ult. But things like this, they do require a little bit of gear. And at the start of the expansion, you're going to want to probably go full force on your main. You're going to want to be raiding every week. You're going to want to be doing your daily heroic, your daily dungeon, like every single day. Maybe working on achievements, working on reputations, everything that you want on your main character. So actually being able to make some gold on it at the same time and not worry about having to level your ult immediately is quite a big bonus. I think a bonus that's not measurable other than by the amount of gold you make. And then when we think about mining or even herbalism, which I'm going to show you, imagine you're a rogue or you're a feral druid, or if you're a feral tank with mining for the extra 60 stamina, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. What about stealth farming in instances? There's absolutely no competition from anyone in the outside world, and much like the skinning that we were just looking at in the Oculus, Halls of Stone has, and I'm sure will, in classic Wrath of the Lich King, have access to mines. Now, of course, this is relevant to a rogue, but it's also relevant to any class that can kill just a few mobs on their own. But ultimately, the real key here is being a stealth class, and it's only normal, so the mobs are fairly low, so the chance of being seen is quite low also. but you get very, very easy access to Saronite mines. Like you can see, a Saronite ore here. I've not actually got mining on this character, but it would be very easy to get with absolutely no patrolling mobs whatsoever. So being a rogue and being able to just stealth through and guarantee yourself a couple of mines each run is absolutely amazing. And you're going to do each run in a minute or so, absolute maximum. I've even left intentional mistakes in here to show you that even though my health's low, my gear is fairly low as well, this character's only really done Nax, and I can still very comfortably AoE down the normal mobs just spamming fan of knives. Yes, it gets a bit touch and go, but if I was on full health, it would be absolutely no problem, but ultimately you wouldn't pull these mobs. And the same goes for the second one. I get incredibly low, but absolutely no issues whatsoever. Whilst these spawns may not operate like this in Classic Wrath, you can guarantee that there are going to be mines in dungeons which are going to be accessible if you can stealth. And the same goes for herbs. There's numerous dungeons that drop herbs. Gundrak and Drakfaron Keep, to name a couple of them. Very accessible, don't have to kill any mobs whatsoever, just clever distracts or saps, and you can literally get every herb that you want. So it begs the question, if I go herbalism and say alchemy, or you wanted to go skinning and leatherworking, whatever, how much of a difference is it really going to make? You tell me, how much difference does 46 spell power really make? In the grand scheme of things, if we're saying your BIS profession was, I don't know, let's say dual crafting, and you're going to get, around 48 spell power extra, from being dual crafting. That extra 48 spell power versus the convenience for the first phase where you don't actually need to maximize every single stat that you've got, but be able to make some gold. What do you prefer? Me personally, as a feral druid main, I'm going to be dual crafting and engineering. But going into the first phase, I'm going to be mining engineering, and I will pick up dual crafting a little while later in the expansion, probably halfway through phase 1. I definitely want the big gems for Ulduar hard modes, and I definitely want my engineering for Ulduar, of course. But to begin with, being able to make some extra gold, being able to stealth run dungeons to be able to get some mines, those sort of things are going to be far more convenient for me to begin with. And with how expensive things like the Dark Moon Card Greatness is going to be, if there's a lot of outlay that you're going to have early on, you might want to recoup some of that gold. So I absolutely am an advocate of having a gathering profession on certain classes early on in Wrath of the Lich King. I think by the time Ulduar comes, where we're looking at hard modes, that's the important time to make sure that you are maximising the amount of damage you do, the amount of healing you do, how effective you are as a tank. All of that comes into play a lot more. But actually, for tanks, having mining is not a big deal. If you're a feral tank, prot paladin, prot warrior, what are they? Blood DK. Actually having mining for the extra 60 stamina is not a massive deal. And you'll be able to make some gold because, let's face it, as tanks, do you really want to go around grinding on mobs and stuff like that? Probably not, because it's going to be a little bit slower than if you was on a DPS. But actually being able to go through places and mine, and even places like what I just showed you in...
Min-maxing and obtaining bonuses from professions for you because gold making things can easily use from all your characters. The best combo will be blacksmithing and jewel crafting, blacksmithing and engineering, tailoring and engineering. Best money making professions for Wrath. Well, this is an interesting video.
What is up, guys? It's Solheim here, back with another Wrath of the Lich King classic video. Today we are once again looking at professions, and we are going to go through the professions in Wrath in a tier list format in regards to gold making and gold farming in Wrath of the Lich King. I will also talk briefly about each profession and why I put it into the tier that I put it in, but I won't go extensively into each profession, as that would turn this into an hour-long video. But if you're looking for more information on each profession, I have made specific profession gold making guides for most professions like inscription, alchemy, herbalism, jewel crafting and more, so you can always search up those for even more information, and they are already available on my YouTube channel. Alternatively, you can also check out my Wrath Classic Gold Guide, where I also go through how to make gold with different professions, as well as tons of different gold farms, investments, and other methods of making gold in Wrath. Basically, it's an 87+ page document of gold making info that you can get access to, and right now you can also get it for 50% off by using the code Solheim. And after purchasing the guide, you will also receive all of the future updates for free. Once again, the link to that guide is down below. So let's dive in and pull up the tier list. Now before we throw things into tiers, let me just clarify that when I categorize these professions, I think about their maximum gold making value, as well as how difficult or easy the professions are when it comes to gold making. So it's not just about how much gold you can make, but also how easy or how difficult it is to learn and or master. Let's start with inscription and let's just throw this straight into S tier. You've all probably heard it before, but inscription has a massive gold making potential. First off, you have the new system, which is glyphs, which is basically a talent-like system that can improve your abilities and enhance your character. Scribes can make hundreds of thousands of gold from glyphs alone, but that's not all. Scribes can also make heaps of gold by crafting Dark Moon cards. I'm sure by now you've all heard about the Dark Moon card greatness, which is best in slot for a lot of classes and specs in Phase 1, and for quite a long time in Wrath of the Lich King, and I'm sure you've all seen some hefty prices being thrown around as well regarding this item, some people saying it's going to sell for as high as 100,000 gold, which I find absolutely ridiculous, but it's going to be a gold making machine for sure, and generate thousands of gold in profit to anyone who plays their cards right. Get it? Playing your cards right? Dark Moon cards? Haha, funny. Okay, I ruined the joke. Next up then, another popular profession, engineering. Engineering is not really popular for its gold making and gold farming properties, but it's one of the best professions for a lot of classes throughout the entire expansion, and therefore I think it's also important to talk about it in terms of gold making. In terms of crafting, you have your usual stuff. You can craft some BOE items, most of which won't really generate a lot of gold, but it's worth mentioning that gas clouds are still a thing in Wrath of the Lich King, and hunting for gas clouds is quite a decent way of farming for Eternal Fires. For example, I have listed each of the gas cloud farm locations in my gold guide, which is once again linked in the video description down below. Engineering is therefore put into the B tier, because while it isn't the best for gold making, it has a way of farming gold that can actually be quite effective, and it's also very easy. Next up, skinning. Skinning has huge potential in Wrath of the Lich King. Arctic furs you use pretty much throughout the expansion, and you can convert Borean leather into heavy Borean leather, and further use heavy Borean leather to purchase Arctic fur, so pretty much all type of leather is relevant throughout the entire expansion. On top of that, there's so many really good places to farm skinning, both in the open world and inside dungeons, and it's a profession that most classes can use for farming gold. Basically, it's effective and easy to use, which gives it a pretty high ranking, and I place it into the A tier for gold farming. Keeping up with gathering professions, I've also chosen to put mining into the A tier for this list. Mining is really effective and also very easy to farm gold with, and there is an argument to be made for throwing this all the way up to S tier for Phase 1, as the best professions for most classes is either engineering, blacksmithing, or jewel crafting, all of which requires materials gathered from mining, so mining will be incredible in Phase 1. That being said though, for the expansion itself, like the entire expansion, I've chosen to put this profession into high A tier. Going back to crafting professions for a second, I have put alchemy into S tier because of its gold making potential and how easy it is when you break its things down. Use your masteries like Transmute Master or Elixir Master to your advantage and make money from that. There's hundreds of thousands of gold to be made from buying materials and crafting flasks and potions and selling those on high demanded days. Transmute Masters can also make a lot of passive gold from doing daily transmutes, so there's several different ways to make gold suitable for everyone with alchemy. Okay, I've put jewel crafting into A tier as well, and jewel craft.
Bring the tablet to... No, I cannot speak. Go to Uldum. No, I said it. You must find the tablet. Yes, find the name again. It's deep in that place. It's ancient chest. Dude, I fucking hate Zygor so fucking much, bro. I fucking hate Zygor so much. Yeah.
Meds.
I don't know. Why?
Because I'm kind of wondering.
I can come with. Well, what? When you leaving and where? Where? What time? What time did you want to leave? Okay. All right. Okay.
That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. to get closer.
We're gonna hit level 40 doing this.
I can't cast that yet. It's too far away. That ability isn't ready.
Oh, it's not good.
That's still recharging.
Ah!
I need more life. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet.
That was a fucking close one.
I'm out of range. That's still recharging.
Oh, we gonna level up to 40 here. We want that. Come on, bro. Bro.
I can't cast that yet.
One? That's it?
I need to get closer.
You about to level up, boy? Oh, we are close. Should level up off this mob, actually. If not, it's the next one for sure. Alright, it's definitely the next one then. Hey, boy. Consecration, Devotion or rank 5, Hammer of Justice, Plate Mail, Seal of Light rank 2, Blessing of Light? What? Puts a blessing on a friendly target. Increase the effect of holy light spells using the target. Flashlight spells. Last 10 minutes, players may only have one blessing on them at a time. Oh, fuck. I could get Holy Shield right away.
It's too far away.
Oh my god, what the fuck was that hit? Smacked him, dude. Rifleman? Reading his name wrong. Ruffian. Okay. Like a rogue. Actually, that's good. The more he hits me, the better. You like that? Die. We don't like quest givers. Die. Ooh. Die, you alliance scum! It's crazy, I haven't really seen Alliance at all. Actually, now that I think about it, I legit have not seen Alliance literally at all.
I'm out of range.
You don't run nowhere, pussy. What? What? What was that spawn? Bro. What? Nope. Surveyors.
I can't carry any more of those.
Don't come over here, please. And you're coming over here when I don't want you to. Come here. Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. You're gonna run away, you're gonna run away. No! Okay.
It's too far away.
I don't remember if these things run away or not. I think so, because it's a humanoid. And you are ugly.
I don't have a target. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet.
So they do run away.
I can't carry any more of those. I'm out of range. I can't carry any more of those.
I think the tablet's in here. Yeah.
I need to get closer. I can't carry any more of those. I'm out of range. I can't carry any more of those.
No, 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 no. Okay, good. I don't think so, bitch. Oh my god, that was a close one. No, I have to. Come here. Oh man, this is so difficult.
That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet.
I can't. This is gonna take forever. Need a group. Need a group.
No problem.
Bro, you have no HP, dog.
Speak, friend. Be safe.
finish watching this video.
Thing is a lot like alchemy, but you don't have the same constant demand like you do with flasks and potions. But gems are on constant demand as people obtain new gear, and there's a lot of potential gold to be made from buying gems during low seasons, then selling them during high seasons. Like for example, buy them towards the end of a patch and sell them when a new raid opens up and people obtain new gear, just to make sure that there are not any new gems introduced with a new raid. You can also make some really passive gold through the daily Icy Prism craft, and you can hunt for rare recipes and charge a premium fee to cut specific, lucrative gems. Going back to gathering for a second, our last gathering profession is herbalism, and this is the only gathering profession that I put into S tier for gold farming. This is because both inscription and alchemy are also in S tier, and both of those professions rely heavily on materials gathered from herbalism. On top of that, the amount of herbs and eternal lives used and required for Darkmoon card greatness in phase 1 will be massive, and herbalists will have the time of their lives in phase 1 of Wrath Classic. Enchanting then, I've put this into the A tier, and I was originally going to put this even lower, but because you can now put your enchants onto scrolls and sell them directly on the auction house, it actually has a lot of...
So this guy's tier list is completely different than everyone else. Best gold making professions in Wrath of the Lich King. Starting to plan alts, gold making. Finding an herbalism, a third character and changing inscription. Gold making throughout the expansion. Shitload from JC inscription blacksmith as far as I remember. Gathering professions will be dubious value any sort of high pop server. You'll be spending long periods of time looking for a single node. This is already an issue on large servers, which become untangible with draft launches. Skinning will probably have good early value, but might suffer from bots driving down the price. Extreme competition for mob dense spots. Enchanting alchemy can be very lucrative if you have lots of recipes, but that's the sort of thing you have TBC, not months before pre-patch. What are some recipes? Regathering professions have valuable goods: the frozen lotus, the titan ore, and the skinning rare mat for purple armor. Forget the name. Crafting. Alchemy is top with flask, potions, and transmutes. Inscription have blah 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 blah. Engineering. In my opinion, alchemy, enchanting, jewel crafting, blacksmithing, engineering, leathering, and terrain. Herbalism, mining, skinning. The problem with skinning is a few good spots to non-stop farm because of rhinos give scraps, not full leather. Fuck, man. Be pretty good with inscription demanding a lot of herbs, a lot of people leveling it up since it drops, plus JC engineering. Both are super popular professions using mining materials. Fucking A, man. Fuck. That's what we need to do. I don't... Fuck. Okay.
Baladash Malanore. Farewell.
How much did that cost me in gold? That definitely cost me a hefty fucking penny. Alright, do we level up herbalism now? Drop skinning? Skinning definitely seems dog shit. I did not know that you can do dual gathering professions. And like I didn't know you could track both professions at the same time. The crit is gonna be nice, but I think ideally we just want Wrath of the Lich King best PvP professions. The best combos. Professions maximum profit in PvE and PvP. The best goal making combo is mining and herbalism, but let's make it useful and still profitable in terms of gold making. In my opinion, the best combo will be mining and blacksmithing. In terms of min-maxing and obtaining bonuses from professions. For yourself, because gold making things you can easily use from your old characters. The best combos will be blacksmithing and jewel crafting, blacksmithing and engineering, tailoring and engineering. Blacksmithing and jewel crafting. 2 socketed slots. These are better. Bit tricky because mostly for PvE. And the best bonuses will get not every class, but still okay if you don't have a lot. Best PvP professions. Currently leveling up some alts, a hunter and a rogue, and I'm about to start maxing professions on them soon. We're going to be doing pretty much nothing but PvP on them, so I was curious what the best professions were for them in Wrath of the Lich King. I know basically Ever Pro has a little bonus or two. I'd figured engineering for sure for the rocket boots and other tinkers, but I wasn't sure about the other. I thought maybe tailoring for the nets, kiting, and cloak enchant for burst, or JC for gymming and raw stats. Any suggestions? Blacksmith and JC are likely going to be Arena Abyss. Obviously depends on which engineering perks are disabled or not. Seems like engineering and jewel crafting is what everyone is going for in PvE. I'd assume PvP, except maybe free specs. Engineering will always be good in PvP due to gadgets, goggles, probably stronger MBG than Arena. JC will give some extra strong stats. JC will give some extra strong stats. Enchanting gives good premium enchants. PS will give you 2 extra sockets. Problem with JC and engineering are on insane gold sinks if you don't have a miner. Which profession should you pick? Top 3 most overpowered professions in Wrath of the Lich King. Profession picking guide.
Hey, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the top 3 most overpowered professions in Wrath of the Lich King. Now, one of the most powerful professions in Wrath of the Lich King is engineering. Engineering is like a machine gun compared to leatherworking, which is like a crossbow. They both can help you, but one is going to help you a lot more than the other. Now, I got some props here in case you don't know which is which. So a crossbow will help in one way, a single bolt, but a machine gun has tons of bullets firing rapidly. Engineering is that machine gun, and we're going to go through all the benefits that it gives you. Now, engineering in Wrath is a lot like engineering in vanilla. It is simply the strongest profession. Engineering in Wrath has so many powerful items that enhance your character in both PvP and PvE situations. You're basically at a disadvantage if you aren't an engineer in Wrath. There's a new type of enchanting, so to speak, that engineers get called tinkers to your items, which are enchantments, but they don't stack with enchantments, so keep that in mind. Now, this is an amazing change, because in the past, if you wanted to use a fun engineering item like a mind control cap or something, you had to sacrifice the stats of your best in slot item. But now in Wrath, you can attach a fun engineering tinker to your best in slot item and keep those stats. Now, one of my absolute favorite new passives for engineering in Wrath is called Big Dick Energy. This grants engineers an increased effect when using runic mana injectors and runic healing injectors. If you're playing a mana thirsty class, using these runic mana injectors as an engineer can be a great reason to go engineering. Just remember that every time you get that extra mana or extra health from those injectors, it's because of Big Dick Energy. There's also fun things like the Mind Amplification Dish, also known as the Big Brain Dish, which is a tinker to your helm. This allows you to take control of smooth-brained plebs on use, and they become like a pet following you around, and you can have them attack stuff. This is actually really cool. To grief someone, you go to the enemy capital city, use this on them. Now they're your pet, and you just tell them to attack someone. The guards will zerg them down and kill them. It's hilarious. Now, it's important to note that the engineering head tinker grants 45 stamina aside from the mind control, and this is actually the highest stamina helm enchant in Wrath of the Lich King. So if you're a tank, there's an extra bonus there. The hand-mounted pyro rocket is best in slot for PvP, offering a 45-second 2000 fire damage attack, often used as an additional burst to get a kill in arena, since it's not on the global cooldown, so you can just macro it into some type of execute macro. There's also the hyperspeed accelerators. This is a glove tinker, which increases your haste by 340 for 12 seconds on a minute cooldown, so that's actually pretty short. And since it is a glove tinker, Once again, you can't have another enchant or tinker on it, so you have to pick up this or the pyro rocket, for example, not both. This is best in slot for PvE for tons of classes, and the pyro rocket is best in slot for PvP, which is more for burst damage, and it does less damage overall in PvE because the hyperspeed accelerator is going to stack with your gear as you get stronger. That haste is just going to scale better, if that makes sense. Now, another awesome tinker in Wrath is the frag belt. This one I love. Who doesn't love throwing bombs? But the hardest part is like spending the money to get them, right? Well, the freaking frag belt attaches as a tinker to your belt. It allows you to throw a cobalt frag bomb every 6 minutes. The frag bomb does 1000 fire damage in an AoE and incapacitates for 3 seconds in a 3-yard radius. This is great for AoE fights, helpful in PvP scenarios, and best of all, you don't have to go reload it. It's just on cooldown. You basically have infinite frag bombs. It's awesome. Now, one of my personal favorites is the Nitro Boosts. This is another engineering-only tinker, and this time it's for your boots. It grants 24 crit rating, and on activation, grants a large run speed increase for 5 seconds. Now, keep in mind, Nitro Boosts can fail to work, and instead, they have a chance to launch you upwards incredibly fast and at a very high distance. If you have any form of slow fall, a survival cooldown, or maybe if you land in water, you'll be fine. But if you don't, you will likely die. Don't think about it. Just use the boots. You'll be fine. Now, these boots are paired nicely with the Flex Weave Underlay Tinker. This is for your cloak. And basically, instead of having a really weak parachute cloak, you know, something from Skedis, has no stats, you can now attach the Flex Weave Underlay to your stat-filled cloak. It will increase your agility by 23 or spell power, depending on which version you decide to make, and it allows you to slow fall for 30 full seconds with only a minute cooldown. Very helpful in many situations, especially if your boots malfunction and otherwise would kill you. Now, there's also a tinker for gloves, which is often overlooked. It's for tanks. It's called the Reticulated Armor Webbing, which grants 885 armor. This is a very, very nice tinker for tanks. So once again, engineering and tanks, it goes well together. Another awesome thing that engineers have is Jeeves, the Gentleman Robot Butler, which engineers can craft and summon, which grants bank access to the engineer and serves as a vendor with repairs for everyone else. Now, engineering is also the only profession which has access to an auction house in Dalaran. Inside the engineering building, there is a robot called Brass Bolt Mecha Wrench, which acts as a steam-powered auctioneer for engineers. All other professions, however, will need to go to a different major city in order to access the auction house. This could be a selling point for you to get engineering, but many people just mail their stuff to their bank alt to auction. That's me, I don't know. Engineers can also make the Mechano Hog if you're Horde, or it's also called the Mech-Gineer's Chopper if you're Alliance. It's a 2 of it. You can also attempt that, and if that night elf isn't the Goldshire Inn type, then you can get what you came for another way with the Gnomish X-ray specs, which allow you to see players without their clothing and armor. And if night elves aren't your type, there's always the Critter Enlarger, which enlarges a critter to twice its normal of options. There's also a somewhat secret area with a master engineers, and that is the best. Then what is the second best profession, you might ask? Well, that is none other than jewel crafting. Jewel crafting is the second best overlooked advantage to jewel crafting. Massive amounts of spell power, fresh 80. Now, the third, final, best profession in Wrath of the Lich King is the only other profession that can even be listed along with these other two, and it is an incredible profession, and it is tailoring. And that is because of the insanely powerful cloak embroideries, which can proc for massive amounts of spell power, attack power, getting some mana back, whatever you need, it is there. In the hands of a skilled player, tailoring can compete with the other professions in terms of bonuses. Tailoring in Wrath has a lot of similarities to tailoring in TBC and Vanilla. It doesn't require a gathering profession because you get cloth from humanoids without one. It has valuable cloths on cooldown, which you can use to make other valuable items. But there are also brand new additions to tailoring in Wrath. You know, the passive is not big dick energy, unfortunately. Instead, it is northern cloth scavenging. This grants tailors the passive ability to find additional cloth on northern humanoids. This is called small dick energy. I'm just kidding. Cloth usually doesn't sell for a whole lot, But as a tailor, this can be very helpful to make additional bolts of Frostweave, which are then used to make a lot of items, including the bolt of Imbued Frostweave, which can be used to make epic items, Frostweave bags, and there's also 3 new types of those specialty tailoring cloths, all on a 4-day cooldown, just like in TBC. It's called Moonshroud, Spellweave, and Ebonweave. Now, in order to make Spellweave, you need 2 bolts of Imbued Frostweave, 2 Eternal Fire, which is basically the Wrath of the Lich King version of primals, and you got to be at this place called the Azure Dragon Shrine, which is in Dragonblight. For Ebonweave, same thing, but Eternal Shadow, and in the Maw of Neltharion in Dragonblight. For Moonshroud, same thing, but 2 Eternal Life, and at the Emerald Dragon Shrine in Dragonblight. The point I'm trying to make here is that it's basically less Eternals needed than Primals in TBC, where you needed like 2 or 3 different Primals to make the cloth. And in TBC, you had to go to like Netherstorm, then down to Shadowmoon Valley, and like all over the place. Now it's all in Dragonblight, which is really nice, really easy to go to all those 3 different places and get your cloths made all super easy. So you can bet though, with all the reagents behind the cooldowns, you know, of these cloths, this is going to generate you some nice gold as tailoring. So it's a really nice profession. You can also make those embroideries I was talking about. The names of those embroideries, one of them is called Sword Guard Embroidery. Gives you a chance on melee ranged hit to increase attack power by 400 for 15 seconds. The Dark Glow Embroidery gives a chance on spell class to restore 400 mana. And then the Light Weave Embroidery grants a chance on spell cast to increase spell power by 295 for 15 seconds. All of these have a 60-second internal cooldown. These are the 3 embroideries. So as you can tell, there's really not one for a tank. So if that's you, tailoring is probably not a good fit. But for healers and damage dealers, these procs can be really powerful, even in PvP. If you're looking for some big burst damage, it's worth mentioning that these procs are far more powerful than what any other profession can offer in terms of stat bonuses, even though it's temporary. And this is why some argue that tailoring is actually the second best profession behind engineering and Wrath for DPS. Because of the random occurrences of these stat bonuses though, I can see how sometimes it might be stronger than the other professions if you stack other cooldowns when you get the proc, but it could also be very unlucky, like with the timings of your procs, and it's kind of, you know, the consistent stats of jewel crafting could be much better because it's more consistent. So if you like to roll the dice with your chances, tailoring might be the second best profession for you if you are min-maxing. On a less serious note though, tailorings can learn to craft a new rug. This rug is not just any rug though, it's actually a magnificent flying carpet, which is an epic flying mount only available for tailors. It's actually pretty iconic, you know, the flying carpet in Wrath, you know, it's kind of a thing. If you go tailoring, you should look into getting it because it looks cool and it's only available for tailors. And I actually feel like I need to do a 4th profession here to be totally fair. I wanted to include alchemy. Now, I know I said top 3, but alchemy is a really great profession in Wrath, and I don't want to leave it out. I mean, all of them are pretty good, but, you know, especially if you're raiding each week, having a 1-hour increased duration on your flasks, access to alchemy-only potions that are really strong for getting your mana back, along with increased effects from flasks. Alchemy is really strong, and if you're into PvP, there's also a flask that never runs out called the Flask of the North, which can be used in PvP, right? You can use that increased stats in the arena and battleground. It's really awesome. There's infinite mana potions, infinite healing potions. Alchemy got super buffed in Wrath. It's a very strong profession as well. But knowing which profession to choose is worthless unless you've decided which class to play. So check out the video above my head and check out this comprehensive class picking guide, which will help you make your decision on which class to play in Wrath of the Lich King. I will see you there.
What level does my scribe need to be?
You can max inscription at level 65, so I know a lot of people who are going to slowly level a Death Knight during the pre-patch just to be basically their inscription character.
Can I max professions on my 70 alts?
Yeah, so you can max all gathering professions at 55, which is a bit strange because you would expect the gathering professions to be slightly higher than the crafting professions purely because you've got to go to the zones to actually be able to max it out. So yeah, I don't know why, but at 55 you can max gathering professions, at 65 you can max all crafting professions, but you've got to bear in mind at level 70 you'll be absolutely fine, but there are level requirements on things like alchemy specializations like Potion Master, Elixir Master, for example. So Probably 68 is safe, but yeah, if you're level 70, no problems.
Is epic flying cheaper?
It's quite an interesting one because technically no. So the normal fly-in actually goes 150% speed now instead of 60%, so it actually feels like it's moving, and that's 250 gold. But the big thing that they've done is actually allow reputation discounts to go for learning flying. So initially in Wrath it was Thralmar or on a hold, but that got changed to Stormwind or Ogrimmar. So basically if you're exalted you get a 20% discount, and that does go for epic flying as well. So it's actually a good tip to just hand in cloth. If you aren't exalted on your character and you haven't got epic flying, just hand cloth in or do the old quests, you know, back in the starting zones to get to exalted with either Stormwind if you're Alliance or Ogrimmar if you're Horde. Then you'll be able to get epic flying for 4,000 gold during the pre-patch. Easy way of saving 1,000 gold.
Are epic mounts for Paladins and Warlocks still a thing? As in doing the quest?
So the quests are still there. They weren't actually removed until the Cataclysm pre-patch, but there's no need to do them, so you can learn them at level 40. Initially, you actually learned them at 61, but it was around 3.2 when they actually changed it, so you can just flat out learn it from the trainer at level 40.
What about Flight Form quest for epic Flight Form?
No, the Flight Form quest's gone. You just learn it from the trainer at level 71. But another interesting little fact for druids is if you've got a free 10 speed mount, so let's say you do the Glory of the Raider achievement or something like that, or if you're lucky enough and you've got Ashes, your Flight Form will also go at 310% speed. And Paladin's Crusader Aura also counts.
Are Elemental Shamans bad?
So they're not bad. Elemental are not bad. It's a similar story to TBC, really, where they came out pumping. You know, in phase 1 of TBC, Elemental Shamans were doing crazy damage because they're not very gear dependent. And it's quite similar, really. I would say all the way up to the end of Ulduar, they're actually quite competitive. And in Tier 7 in particular, so phase 1 of Wrath, they'll be doing lots and lots of damage. But they do then start to taper off, you know, as you get into the end game, like towards ICC and stuff like that. You'll still take one in ICC just because actually the buff from the totem goes towards the Demonic Pact from a Warlock, you know, for the overall spell power buff for the raid. But yeah, people who are saying you won't take Elemental Shamans, they're probably saying it more because they're fixating on like the war main way of thinking, where all anybody thinks about is ICC. But actually, early on and for the first couple of phases, they'll be really strong.
Are Enhancement Shamans bad?
I don't get what it is about enhancement. Enhancement's fine. I mean, I've seen enhancement shamans top in or in the top, you know, 1, 2, 3 DPS, even as far through the game as Lich King 25 Heroic. Anywhere where there's a bit of cleave, absolutely amazing. Spell Hance is another option, which if you don't know, it's just so you basically got spell power weapons. It changes a glyph that you use, can even change your trinket slightly or even your totem that you use, you know, as in your relic. But overall, the rotation's still very similar. But no, enhancement, a good enhancement shaman. You've got to remember, skill ceiling's quite high on an enhancement shaman. You get a good one, they'll pump from start to finish. I don't care what anyone says.
Are warriors ever going to see a raid before ICC?
Again, very war main way of thinking when you're talking about warriors. Yes, we know protection warriors aren't as strong, or they're not going to be as sought after as paladins and blood DKs. You know, that's just going to be a fact. But in terms of actually getting into a raid, I truly believe if you're a prop warrior now in TBC, you'll see all the content in Wrath and you won't have any issues with your guild. They'll take you. You're a strong tank. You just bring less than the other two tanks. And I say the other two. Obviously there is Feral as well, but Feral's a little bit of an all-rounder. And then when it comes to DPS, yeah, you come out of the gate a little bit slow, but again, it's classic. There's so many warriors, and there's so many warriors that are really well geared, and there's no way they're going to re-roll just because they're going to be a bit weak in Tier 7. But by the time you get to Ulduar hard modes, which ain't going to be that far down the line, you're going to creep up. And you're only going to keep creeping up until you're on top.
Will Dark Runes still be useful in Wrath of the Lich King? Or should I sell them now?
That's a weird question, really. Yes and no. I mean, no, they've got a 15-minute cooldown in Wrath now, if you didn't know. So I would get rid of them. You know, a 15-minute cooldown for quite a minor amount of mana when you consider the amount of mana you're going to have, you know, in terms of your mana pool. In a real clutch situation where that little bit of mana is going to help you out, possibly. But a 15-minute cooldown...
Will Titanium Spellblade be in at launch?
It's quite a strange one, purely because it was the only weapon missing at launch, so it didn't actually get added until 3.1, which would have been Ulduar, but it was only a 200 eye level, so it was the same as all the others. You know, you had basically a weapon.
That ability isn't ready yet. I can't do that yet.
DBC. Tracking switcher. Can't believe I just fucking leveled up skinning and I'm getting rid of it. Yeah, unlearn. Herbalism, baby. Skinning his dog.
What are you looking for?
Strength and honor. May your blade never dull.
Swapping between fun every 2 seconds while out of combat. Three, two, one. Dude, that pisses me off because I got a skinning bag. Oh, now I gotta sell it and get an herb bag. Oh, that actually fucking ticks me off, dude. What a waste of gold. What a freaking waste of gold, man. I'll have that, Serena. That is very strange. Why? This sounds fucking with my dark UI, man. I don't like that. But put it like here. Mm. problem always comes down to
That's still recharging.
all right. Hopefully this fixes everything. Nameplate auras. Oh my god, bro. I need to get rid of those weak cores then. I don't really like them anyways. Is it a weak core or is it an add-on? remember. We're gonna find out though. Oh, nice. It's just not working. What the fuck, man? All right, let's see if that fixes it. Okay. Your add-ons are experiencing large number of errors. It may be slowing down the game. I know what I know what add-on is fucking up my shit. I have all the add-ons turned off right now. Oh, fucking A. I don't remember the name of this stupid add-on. This thing. Alright, hopefully that fixes it. I'm tired of my fucking arm itching. Tell you that much. Freaking lord, my arm is itching so bad. I need to know what add-on is doing that. Holy fuck, bro. Get off my screen. Jeez, man. Well, at least we figured out the add-on that was causing my shit to fuck up. That's cool. I gotta figure out what's doing this to this add-on. What add-on's even doing this? Why it's off to the side like that? So with that being said, open file location, classic, WTF, delete. Oh man, hopefully I don't have to redo macros and shit. I just thought of that. I don't know if it I hope it don't. Oh, the game is broken, I think. Oh. September 26th. Oh my. You're running a new version of the game and have interface modification which are out of date. The game may not work correctly in this yet. What's out of date? We're not gonna load that. All right, hopefully our game don't break. Holy shit. Oh. We gotta figure out what made that black. Okay. Show percent.
my.
The fuck is this thing, man? Capping. Thick frames, flat bar textures, class health bars, buff borders. Adds borders to debuffs. Okay. Target HP as current value in percent. Requires above option checked and status checks to set a numeric value. Current HP minute value format. I don't care about that. Oh, it deletes them all? Oh no. I don't want them all deleted, man. There were some good ones on there. Fuck. Hey, at least this arena's working now. As intended. What is this thing, man? I don't know what this add-on is or whatever, but whatever, man. There it is. I honestly don't know where to put this. This is the Alright, I actually do want it there. Which means I need to open up Leatrix Plus and move some frames. Sell junk automatically, repair automatically. Social, chat. Text. Manage buffs. Griffins. Reload. So with that being said, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. I feel like that's too... Maybe right there. Or maybe... Yeah, we'll base it off that, actually. So yeah, right here. You need to go down here. Alright, we gotta fix this. But how? Classic cast bars, so I just take that off. Reload. Oh, there we go. Why is that one's still... Yeah. Just gotta put my shoes on.
I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet.
Oh, Mike's battle scrolling text. All right. I'm coming. All right, setting stuff up.